8 shimmers in a variety of textures and finishes, high-intensity metallics, duochromes, a multichrome, and one true holographic. Hey beauties, how's everyone doing today? Thank you all so much for joining me. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Nat. For today's installment of my indie brand journey, we're trying out BellaBeautéBar. They started in New York in 2018, but now they're operating out of Florida. This is the Unoriginal Nudes, and I purchased mine from ifeelbeautiful.ca. So this is actually the second palette that I'm testing out from BellaBeautéBar. Last week I filmed and tried out the Ultraviolet palette, and it's gorgeous. So I already know that I love this formula. But since this palette is more current, I thought we'd showcase it on my channel first. This is what she looks like. And this palette has 8 shimmers in a variety of textures and finishes, high-intensity metallics, duochromes, a multichrome, and one true holographic. Fun fact, you loved Skin of a Killer from our Vamp palette so much that we created 4 shades with the same texture in new colorways. A more warm vanilla diamond shade, a pink, a duochrome blue, and a brown. I don't have the Vamp palette, so I can't compare for you guys if the formula is the same or not. This palette also has 12 highly pigmented and buttery smooth mattes. So just looking at the palette, I think Ignorance is Bliss, this shade right here, is the true holographic. And then the 4 shades that are in that same formula from the Vamp palette, I think are Token Shimmer number 1, Token Shimmer number 2, Token Shimmer number 3, and Echo, I think. But if I'm wrong and you guys know, comment down below and let me know. This palette comes with magnetic pans, so you can remove them and rearrange the palette if that's what you like to do. I like to keep my palettes the way that they are, but for those of you who enjoy that option, it's available to you. But wait, can we talk about this packaging? How cute is it? As most of you know, I am a sucker for anything hot pink and black. In case any of you are wondering, every time I get a new palette, I don't touch it until I'm able to film. So whenever I do the live swatches in my videos, it's the first time I'm touching the formula and sharing it with you guys. So let's get into some swatches. First up, we have Unoriginal Nude number 1. And these mattes really are super buttery and soft. Unoriginal Nude number 2. Token Shimmer number 1. Unoriginal Nude number 3. Unoriginal Nude number 4. Unoriginal Nude number 5. Look at how pigmented these mattes are. Unoriginal Nude number 6. Token Shimmer number 2. Unoriginal Nude number 7. Replicate. 1 swipe. Mimic. Another 1 swipe. Unoriginal Nude number 8. Unoriginal Nude number 9. Well, that was a 1 swipe matte. Echo. Another 1 swipe. Unoriginal Nude number 10. Ignorance is Bliss. This is the holographic. Token Shimmer number 3. Unoriginal Nude number 11, Oblivious, and Unoriginal Nude number 12. A nice matte black. Here are the shades of the Unoriginal Nude palette. The 4 shades that are in the new formula are Token Shimmer number 1, which is the warm vanilla diamond. Then Token Shimmer number 2, which is the pink. Echo, which is the brown. And Token Shimmer number 3, which is the duochrome blue. Actually, you know what? I might be wrong. This one looks like a multi-chrome, not a duochrome. I don't know. What do you guys think? I plan on doing 4 looks today, and I hope to use every single shade of this palette. But for look number 1, let's start off with the shade Unoriginal Nude number 3 and a Real Techniques 308. So like usual, starting off in the outer corner and blending up into the crease area. So I actually got 3 palettes together. This one, the Tones of Turd by Glaminatrix, and Mocha Moment from Gourmand Girls. And I actually couldn't decide which one I wanted to try out first. I was thinking, do I go in order of release date? Which actually this palette, the Unoriginal Nudes, was released on June 27th. Or do I do the Tones of Turd because everyone has been curious about that one? But I went with this palette first. I wanted to showcase BellaBeautéBar because I haven't done that yet on my channel. So yeah, we're just laying this down as a transition color. Next, let's go in with the shade Unoriginal Nude number 7 and a slightly clean Refro 1. Let's just pat down some pigment first, see what the tone looks like. It's kind of like a dusty rose. And blend it up into the crease area. I've taken it across my lash line, blending it gently towards the inner third of my eye. And now I'm going back to the Real Techniques 308, just a big fluffy brush with no added pigment, and I'm just going to soften out the edges. Let's deepen things up with the shade Unoriginal Nude number 9 and a MAC 217. Same thing, patting down some pigment in the outer corner because we just want to deepen this up. And I don't necessarily want this look to turn all brown. So we're being gentle with our blending. And we can always go back and add the Dusty Rose shade to give it more of the pink vibes. But look at how nicely these mattes blend together. You guys know I love color, but I equally get excited about a good neutral palette. I guess I just love eyeshadow, eye makeup. Back to the Real Techniques, just for softening with no added product. I just dip back into the Unoriginal Nude number 7. Oh, and please excuse my bug bite. For shimmer, I wanted to try out this shade Token Shimmer number 3 because when I swatched it, I noticed it had a bit of a pink shift to it. So let's try it out. I'm just going to go in with my finger and put that kind of in the third of the eye towards the center. On the lid, it's kind of just blue, hey? I can't see. Can you guys see the shift? It's very shiny though. But this also gives a bit of a nice contrast to the look. And then for the inner third, let's try Token Shimmer number 2. We're just putting that in the inner third area. I'm just adding a little bit more of the Token Shimmer number 3, closer to the lash line area, and then mixing them kind of back and forth so that there's no hard line. Now I'm just taking the Real Techniques with no added product, kind of smooth out this inner third area. I'm going back in with my MAC 217 and some of the Unoriginal Nude number 9 and placing it at the edge where the shimmer starts. Let's go in with the shade Unoriginal Nude number 1 and a discontinued MAC 272, just a flat shader brush, and we're going to pop this under the brow as a highlight. Now that this side of my face was done off camera, we can go ahead and finish up this eye look. Let's go in with the shade Unoriginal Nude number 9 and a BK Beauty 204. Just pulling this along the lower lash line. Let's stamp it first. Let's push in some product. To keep the intensity of this shade in the outer corner. And then we can start dragging. And now I'm going to take the Refer 01 with a tiny bit of the shade Unoriginal Nude number 7. And we're just going to gently add this to the edge of the lower lash line. I just did eyeliner and mascara off camera. And here is the final look for look number 1. Let me come in closer. For look number 2, let's start off with the shade Unoriginal Nude number 4 and a Refer 33. Let's pat down some color first. I forgot to tell you guys that my eyes are already primed with MAC Paint Pot in soft ochre, like usual. This is a really pretty shade, this Unoriginal Nude number 4. I quite like it. It has a very interesting undertone to it. So let's blend out this color into my imaginary crease area. Now let's dip into Unoriginal Nude number 6 and a Refer 01. Starting in the outer corner again, let's pat down some pigment. This is also a super pretty neutral shade. Blending it up into my imaginary crease area. Do any of you guys have a favorite indie brand? Leave me a comment down below if you do. Or let's say top 3. So far, every single indie brand that I've tried out has really impressed me. But it's too soon for me to say which ones are my absolute favorites, although Gourmand Girls is up there. But now that I've tried 2 palettes from BellaBeautéBar, I'm really impressed with their formula as well. Let's deepen things up with Unoriginal Nude number 5 and a slightly clean Shoto 00. I know the numbers are going backwards, but when I swatched it, I feel like this number 5 was a bit deeper than the number 6. And I think it is. Like, look at how pretty this is. Aside from Natasha Denona, I don't know if I'll ever buy another mainstream eyeshadow palette again. These indie palettes are incredible. Going back to the Rephr 33 with no added pigment, just to soften out the edges. I would even wear this as an all matte look. It's so pretty. I love it. For shimmer, let's try the shade Oblivious. And just my finger. And we're just gonna put that on the third of the eye. Wow, that's pretty. They're so reflective. And then for the inner third, let's try Token Shimmer number 1. Put that right in the inner third of the eye. Wow. That's shiny. I'm going to go back in with the shade Unoriginal Nude 6 and the Rephr 01, and just to add a little bit of a shadow. I feel like it just makes the shimmer pop a little bit more. But I don't want this area to be too harsh of a line. So now I'm going back in with the Rephr 33 with no added product, just to soften out this edge. I feel like we lost a bit of shimmer in the inner third area, so now I'm just going in with my silicone brush from Amazon and Token Shimmer number 1, just to add some back in here with a little bit more precision than my finger, and smooth everything out. Now I'm going back in with my Shoto 00 and a little bit of the shade Unoriginal Nude number 5. And we're going to pat that at the edge of where the mattes and the shimmer meet. Now we're just adding underbrow highlight. This is Unoriginal Nude number 1. This side of my face is now done off camera, so let's finish up this eye look. I'm going to go in with the shade Unoriginal Nude number 5 and an EO1 from Singe Beauty. Same thing, we're just going to stamp some pigment along the lower lash line in the outer corner area. And then pull it across towards the inner third. And now I'm going in with Unoriginal Nude number 6 and a Rephr 01 with just the tiniest amount of product. And we're just going to soften out the lower lash line, edge. I just did mascara and eyeliner off camera, and here are the final looks for look number 1. And 2. Let me come in close. and I'll be right back for looks number 3 and 4. Before we get into look number 3, I get asked quite often how I choose shades to come up with my eye looks, and I don't really have a solidified answer. Sometimes when I get a palette, I open it up and I take a look. Sometimes it's a shimmer that catches my eye, sometimes it's a combination of mattes that catch my eye first. And it all depends on how many looks I plan to create with one palette, if I'm trying to use up every single shade in the palette to showcase them all for you guys. But generally, my choices are mood-based, dependent on how I'm feeling, what I'm drawn to. I know that's not really a helpful answer, but for example, when I opened up this palette and I discovered that there is a holographic shade, I knew that one of the looks that I wanted to do would be some kind of halo eye using the holographic shade as the spotlight. Then I kind of pieced together what shimmers I think would go well together, what mattes might go well together. My point is, I usually have like 1 or 2 starting points and then I branch out from there. But I come up with my ideas for these looks before I even touch the palette, before I even swatch them. So that's why sometimes as we go along, I change my mind, or once I've laid down the pigment on my eyelid, I think that it might go better with something else. So I'm usually just creating these looks as I go along with you guys. So for look number 3, we're going to do a halo eye. And we're going to start off with the shade Unoriginal Nude number 11 and an EO5 from Singe Beauty. And this time we're going to do things a little bit differently, and we're going to start off in the inner third. So I'm just going to pat down some pigment first. And I'm using tiny little tapping motions, stamping motions. And I was thinking this time the halo eye shape is going to be a bit on an angle, just for something different. I'm actually going to switch to an EO1 from Singe Beauty, just because I feel like this brush shape will give me a little bit more control as I map out the shape that I want, and then we can use a softer, fluffier brush afterwards to blend it all out. Now we're gonna draw the line for the outer corner portion of this halo eye. And now I'm just going in with a clean Eyeshadow 00 just to do some blending. And now I dipped into some of the Unoriginal Nude number 11. So this is one of those times where it kind of looks weird for a while, and then we just have to trust the process to see how it all comes together. Now I want to deepen things up just a tiny bit, so I'm going to use the same Eyeshadow 00 and dip into Unoriginal Nude number 12, the matte black. So I'm just going to keep this pretty close to my lash line at first, seeing how it performs, and then we'll make some adjustments. Tiny bit in the inner third area. For precision purposes, I'm going to go in first with my silicone brush from Amazon and the shade Replicate. And I'm just going to put this at the edge of where the matte is. And then same thing on this side. And then this shimmer shade is going to be kind of like our transition for the holographic shade that I'm going to put in the center. And the holographic shade is called Ignorance is Bliss. And I'm just going to go in with my finger and pop that right in the empty space. And kind of just feather it out at the top. And now I'm going back in with my Eyeshadow 00 and a bit of the Unoriginal Nude number 12. We're just going to lay that at the edge of the shimmer. Kind of blend it over top a bit. Same thing on the inner third. Let's try the EO5 with no added pigment and see if we can soften out this inner third area. I just dipped into Unoriginal Nude number 1, which is the lightest matte shade in this palette. I'm going to pop this along the edge just to see if we can brighten it or lighten it a little bit. And now I'm taking the same brush with no added product just to soften out all the edges of this eye look. Now that this side of my face is done, let's finish up this eye look. I'm going to go in with an EO1 from Singe Beauty and a little bit of the Unoriginal Nude number 12. Let's stamp this in the outer corner. And now going in with Unoriginal Nude number 11 and an EO5. We're just going to gently soften out this bottom edge. And now I'm switching to the Eyeshadow 00 with no added product, just so I can use these diffuse tips to blend everything together. Let's do underbrow highlight and go in with the shade Unoriginal Nude number 1. Just place it right under the eyebrow. And now I'm taking a Sephora Pro Crease number 19 and a little bit of dim light just to soften out all the edges. I just did a liquid liner and mascara, and this is the final look for look number 3. For look number 4, let's go in with the shade Unoriginal Nude number 8 and an EO8 from Singe Beauty. Let's pat down some pigment first on the outer corner. It's a pretty brown. And blend it up into the crease area. Leave me a comment down below to let me know if you're into neutrals more or if you're into colors more. I'm a fan of both. But look how nicely this shade blended out. So far, I don't think there's one shade in this palette that I'm not impressed with. Let's soften out this top edge with Unoriginal Nude number 2 and a Refer 14. I'm just gonna soften out this edge. And I actually just really wanted to see what this shade looks like, because as promised, I'm trying to use every single shade in these looks so we can see what they look like on the skin. I'm not really sure if that shade showed up on my skin tone. But now let's deepen things up and go in with the shade Unoriginal Nude number 10 and a slightly dirty Shadow 00. Let's pat down some pigment first on the outer corner. What a nice, rich, deep matte brown. And gently blend it up into the crease area. Oh, that's pretty. This might be my new favorite neutral palette ever. Maybe. Oh, this is another matte look that I would wear as is. For shimmer, let's do the shade Echo and just my finger. And let's put that at the third of the eye. And for the inner third, I wanted to try the shade Mimic, but maybe we'll just do a tiny bit because it's quite bright and shiny. So let's see, in the inner third of the eye, whoa, that is bright and shiny, but it's so pretty. Ooh. I love this shade. Feathering it up into the crease area so it's kind of like scattered or diffused. Adding a bit more of the Echo shade and doing my usual pat them back and forth kind of thing. Going back in with Unoriginal Nude number 10 and my Shadow 00 to deepen out the outer corner again and to blend in where the shimmer starts. See, right now we have options. We can keep it kind of soft in the inner third area, or do we want to see what it looks like with a bit of a shadow in the background? Sure, why not? We're doing it just slightly. I'm going back to the EO8 with no added product to soften out this edge. Let's not forget our underbrow highlight, and let's try Unoriginal Nude number 2. Pop that under the brow just because it didn't really show up in the eye look, so I thought this is a way we can add it in. The rest of my face is done, so let's finish up this eye look. I'm going to go in with Unoriginal Nude number 10 and an E25 from ColourPop, stamping it in the outer corner of the lower lash line. And then gently pulling it across, keeping the intensity on the outer corner. And now let's take the Refer number 14 with Unoriginal Nude number 2 so we can soften out the bottom edge. So same thing, I just did liquid eyeliner and mascara, and here are the final looks for look number 3. And 4. Let me come in close to show you guys. Actually, I wanted to try this. Let's see if it shows up better in different lighting. More different lighting. This Unoriginal Nudes Palette by BellaBeautéBar is fantastic. As I was saying before, this might be my new favorite neutral palette. All of the shades are super pigmented, buttery, easy to use, easy to blend, and they all work super well together. And that wraps up this video. Let me know if you guys have a favorite. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, or if it's nighttime for you, I hope you get a good night's rest. I can't wait to see you all next time as I try out Tones of Turd by Glaminatrix.
Oh, ha ha!